Jim, you heard our debate. Where do you stand on it?
Well, Alex, I kind of think that I'm not necessarily convinced that a lot of people, I think, in the Republican Party wouldn't mind if Trump got exited and the vice president went into the lead chair, which is more of a traditional Republican candidate. I'm not so sure the investment markets would be that upset overall. You could make an argument that more of the Republican agenda, economic policy, would be able to be passed without Trump in the lead chair. So I'm not so sure the markets are going to be that upset about it.
So hold on a second, Jim. Are you saying that if President Trump were to, for some reason, exit the office of the head of the United States, that markets would rally?
Well, it's possible. I'm just saying that, Alex, because I do think there's a good chunk of the market that are excited that Republicans got the tri-party power and what could be done in that, promoting more free market, laissez-faire sort of approach, which I think the market generally, on average, likes more. And I think in some sense they've been disappointed by some of the antics of Trump overall, but more importantly, that he's not really a true Republican, and it sort of many times neutralizes the tri-party power that's there. So I think to the extent that if he went out, Wall Street certainly doesn't like volatility that would be created and uncertainty by that. But I also think there might be a lot of the market that'd be happy if the last half of this term would be ruled over by the true tri-party power of traditional Republicans.
Jim, over the last year and a half, what we've seen is some kind of political event, whether President Trump being elected, Brexit, et cetera, the French elections, and we've had a lot of investors protect themselves, and they got hurt because we didn't see the longer-term impact of any kind of change that we saw politically. Do you feel the need to protect yourself against certain things, or do you just really ignore it and focus on a more conviction, fundamental view?
The latter, I think, mostly, Alex. I think that a lot of the other uncertainties, including things like North Korea or political uncertainties, I think you've already protected yourself against those things. They're unpredictable. It's called diversification. And beyond that, you probably ought not go down there in terms of letting that affect your investment approach too much. Stick more to the fundamentals and whether earnings and economic momentum is rising or falling and what that means for different sectors, and stay away from a lot of the events that are popularized but not necessarily very predictable, and most of the time they just grind forward without having any big final impact.